Oh, hey guys. Yeah, more videos. We'll do more videos. Anyhow. So what I want to focus this video on is the nuclear assault lyrics that I posted in a short video. Oh boy. The nuclear assault lyrics that I posted. It's got a copyright. So there's one region, I guess, that video doesn't show, but I'm guessing it's probably like America. But anyways, so the lyrics, let's get right into this. So the lyrics say closed book is what some people's minds are like. Let's pause and think about that for a second. How often do you encounter closed-minded people? How about like online? Do you encounter many closed-minded people online? I think I know the answer to that, but I'll just let you think, how often do you encounter closed-minded people online, let alone in the world? So that's what this song is talking about. It says, closed book is what some people's minds are like. So the next verse says, shut tight. New ideas, they just get passed by. So that kind of goes into describing, an experience encountering a closed-minded person is their mind is so shut tight, that any kind of new idea or anything, it just gets passed by. It's like, I don't even want to hear about it. Send me back to the popular and trending section where I'm told what to believe is popular and trendy and important, because new ideas, now, see, that's the closed-minded person, okay? Now, how often would you say you encounter someone like this on the internet? A closed-minded person whose mind is closed so shut tight that any kind of new idea that hasn't been explored, they just are like, nope, they just reject it. Because if it hasn't been explored, well, then there's no way that it's popular and trending. So if a new idea would imply that it's something that hasn't really been explored, by the influencers and the mainstream media, it's a new idea. It hasn't yet been explored by mainstream media and the internet influencers and stuff. So therefore, if it hasn't been explored, well, then there's no way that it's popular and trending. So how is that going to benefit me? Because I just want to fit in with everybody, I'm just about fitting in with whatever's popular and trendy. So any kind of new idea, well, it's obvious that new idea isn't popular or trendy because it hasn't even yet been explored. Okay, so let's go back to the nuclear assault song. Mind you, this is from 1988, this song. So it's like these guys were dropping truth bombs. Like they were a real truther. They were real truthers before the term truther ever came to be. This is 1988. The song lyrics say, how's it go? Let's go from the beginning. I forgot. A closed book is what some people's minds are like, right? Closed mind. A closed book, closed mind. Closed book is what some people's minds are like. Again, have you encountered this? Just on the internet, how often would you say you encounter a closed mind? Could that closed mind be a bot? NPC? A sheeple? Any number of these things, or even a combination of such things? Okay? And then the next verse says, that their mind is shut tight. Shut tight. New ideas, they just get passed by. And which I explained why. Why a closed-minded person their mind is closed to new ideas is because new ideas haven't yet been able to be explored and exploited as popular, trendy, blah blah blah. And a closed mind the closed mind allows everyone and everything else to think for them. And the easiest way for me or a person to allow themselves to have others think for them is just to follow whatever's popular and trendy, right? Okay. And then the third verse says, prejudiced, living in their thoughts and deeds. Now, prejudice could mean any number of things. This is a brainwashing technique that is always used, and is like that prejudice is always in relation to race, and it's not. Like, I could be prejudiced to new ideas because I'm a closed-minded fucking retard. It doesn't have to have anything to do with any race of people, whether they're white, anti-white, prejudice, or prejudice against Jews. No, it's just the prejudiced mind in general. That's what a closed mind is a prejudiced mind that rejects anything that's any new idea because for the reasons I've already explained twice. So they're prejudiced, living in their thoughts and deeds, ignoring all the other people's needs. So that's what a closed-minded person does, is ignore everyone else's needs. Like, it doesn't matter. Isn't that weird? And so this is a band, Nuclear Assault, that the majority of all millennials and Zoomers, they don't know anything about any of this. And they don't care, because, a closed book is what some people's minds are like, I was listening to that album when it first dropped in 1988, and I was listening to it all the time. My boomer parents hated Nuclear Assault because I was listening to them all the time. Oh, my parents, they fucking hated Nuclear Assault. Of course they would, because they're just a boomer. Yeah, they're just another typical person, your average person in the world. Your average person in the world is a closed-minded person who's prejudiced against most any and everything if it's not something that they want to hear or want to believe, If it doesn't confirm their bias, they're immediately prejudiced towards it, no matter what or who it is, Oh yeah, my parents fucking hated Nuclear Assault, right? And so, while all these dumb fucks are listening to all this stupid gangster rap going on and on about, chicks bouncing assholes and gold chains and all this shit, I was listening to Nuclear Assault, dude, and fucking Megadeth, and the real truthers, the pioneers of the real truther movement before the term truther ever even existed. Like, they were dropping all the truth bombs were coming from there. They weren't coming from the fucking gangster rap and the hip hop and all this gay faggot shit, dude. Anyways, whatever. Who cares, right? And but this is ignoring all the other people's needs. How weird. So, but see, anyways. So this is ridiculous. Okay, so this is what I wanted to get to with talking about this. Don't you see that the system wants you to be closed-minded? Don't you see that? And the more the system can convince people to be closed-minded, the better it is for the system and the people in positions of power. Don't you understand this? That is how they maintain power and control, is by hypnotizing the masses into becoming closed-minded, ignorant fucking retards. that ignore any and everyone else's needs, right? It's all, don't you see, dude, look, this is the thing. It doesn't seem like people are understanding this at all. And I don't think they ever will. If you got all the evil people of the world, the Faucis, the Bill Gates, the Epsteins, the Trumps, the Obamas, the Bidens, all these people, these are the evil ones, right? Don't you see? They want you to be like them. Ignoring all the other people's needs, having a closed mind to new ideas, being closed-minded. They want you to be like them. And the more they can get you to be like them, the more power they will gain. And like this is just easy shit, dude. It doesn't take a big brain to figure this shit out, bro. And so again, like if all the people in power, and shit, they're all corrupt, closed-minded fucking assholes who don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves and ignore all the other people's needs, and they want you to be like them. The more you're like them, the more they can maintain their power, because the more you become like them, the more you identify with them and their philosophy, etc., and closed-mindedness, etc., and prejudice, and etc. But you can't fight fire with these guys. If that is their method of control, and so you can't, you're gonna be like them in order to overcome them. Don't you see? By being like them is what feeds their power, gives them more power and control. So anyways, I was looking at that nuclear assault video and I had to like put it into my editor in order to put the lyrics, right? And so I'm looking at this video, and there was comments. And there was just the one comment was like, and the comment said, this album is like way more relevant today than it was back in 1988. That was the comment on that song. The song that says, a closed book is what some people's minds are like, shut tight. What does it say? Shut tight. New ideas, they just get passed by. Like that is way more relevant today than it was even back in 1988. Like it is so much more relevant today. That's because things are worse today than they were back in 1988, And when I say worse, I mean like people are much more ignorant and stupid and closed-minded and prejudiced. And when I say prejudice, I'm not referencing race. I'm referencing any and everything. People are prejudiced against anything that does not confirm their bias. And it's so much worse today than it was back in 1988. The closed-mindedness, the ignorance, the prejudice to anything that doesn't confirm my bias. All of this stuff is way worse than it was in 1988. And fucking, they were dropping these truth bombs back in 1988, dude. And I'm telling you, they want people closed-minded. Don't you get it? And so, if you're a closed-minded person that takes pride in being closed-minded, you are the problem. And then when you look and you see all these people that are all just a bunch of fucking mind-controlled, ignorant, fucking closed-minded, prejudiced fucking cunts who ignore the needs of any and everyone else that doesn't benefit them. And then you see that they take pride in it. This is what the book 1984 warned. This is what the Brave New World warned. This is what bands like Megadeth and fucking Nuclear Assault were warning about back in the 80s. And it's way worse now. And then if you're one of these people, it's like You are the problem. And when you see like the masses of Americans nationwide fit this description in a general way, like generally that's just how people are today, is just closed-minded fucking cunts who are always self-serving, never give a fuck about the needs of anyone else. The more they're in need, the more they're ignored, you know? And then everybody wonders, like, what wants to blame it on the Jews. It's the Jews that did all this, right? Holy fuck. And that is like one of the most popular things right now, is this is all the Jews' fault. Because nobody wants to take a personal accountability for being a closed-minded fucking retard. So it's easier to just blame all their closed-minded, retarded fucking idiocy on the Jews. And this is literally the most popular thing right now. Oh, Nick Fuentes was on Tucker Carlson and Mark Dice is talking about it because, you know, because Richie from Boston said that, you know, that TrueStream Media was saying really graceful had brought up some facts and figures that were corroborated by the Corbett report, and then you know, and then Styx Hexenhammer actually chimed in, and all. See, and this is the thing, dude. When you look at, we're gonna just take mainstream media because not enough people are able to accept that the internet is as bad as mainstream media. So we'll just table mainstream media, or I mean, the internet, which is the same thing as mainstream media, and just look at mainstream media. Why do you think that mainstream media is full of a bunch of ignorant, closed-minded, retarded fucking garbage for the masses to consume? Why do you think that? It's obvious. It's because that is what they want for the consumer, is to become an ignorant, fucking closed-minded, retarded, selfish pig. And why would they want to do that? Because then the more they can get people to be the closed-minded, ignorant, fucking selfish, self-centered, retarded, piggish, war pig, fucking cunt piece of shit, the more the people will resemble its leaders. The more the people resemble their leaders, the more the people identify with the leaders. All of this is to keep the leaders in power and control. And so the more they can make you like them, and so that's why mainstream media is full of a bunch of closed-minded, fucking retarded, ignorant, fucking just garbage, okay? Now, if you're able to entertain the idea the internet is just the new boss. All it is meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It's just the new guard. The internet is just the new guard. And you look around, that's why the internet is terrible. That's why the internet mirrors so exactly mainstream media, and more every day that's they're putting all of this ignorant, fucking closed-minded fucking garbage in your face and pumping it nonstop. I mean, you can look the internet over and it's very difficult to find anything that isn't just a closed-minded, ignorant, retarded, scumfuck, selfish, self-centered, retarded fucking concept, ideology. It's like almost impossible to find anything that isn't that. Why? Because that's what they want for you. That is what they are grooming you into, is a closed-minded, fucking selfish cunt that ignores the needs of any and everyone else, that doesn't benefit you and doesn't give a flying fuck, and that you take great pride in this approach to life. And it's everywhere, you know? But it's like, who is the problem? This is another lyric that Nuclear Assault had in one of their other songs, is that we become the enemy when we fucking act like fucking closed-minded, fucking piggish, self-centered, selfish fucking idiots that ignore the needs of any and everyone else that doesn't benefit us. We become the enemy. You know, it's a double standard. We don't like when people do that to us, but we have no problem doing it to any and everyone else when it suits our needs. But somehow we aren't the enemy. It's all the Jews' fault. Anyways, this is just same shit I've been saying over and over and over on my fucking videos for fucking 8 years. It's the same thing. And, you know, if it's true that the masses are just a bunch of fucking closed-minded, fucking retarded fucking cunts, well then of course I'm not gonna, you know, like, it doesn't matter if I get 1,000 views or if I get no views. When, you know, what are the odds that a view is going to be from somebody that isn't a closed-minded, selfish, fucking retarded, greedy cunt that doesn't give a fuck about any or anyone, anything, or the needs of any or anyone else if that person or people doesn't serve them somehow. And so anyways, and then, yeah, so what's the problem? Like, connect the dots, you know? You don't need the expert pattern recognition skills of the retards like the Corbett Report and all these other fucking retards. Like, it's common sense. 1 + 1 = fucking 2, dude. You know, so anyways, so it's just retarded.